What is up, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of The Break Room, brought to you by A Life of Gaming. Casual, water cooler conversation in your face.
Right in your face.
Oh, man, and today, we're just like, what do we want to talk about? And we are gamers, absolutely, but, we do more than gaming. We're just a bunch of weird people.
Sometimes we put bowls on our head.
But,
that was
my
close.
gosh.
Okay. We're good.
With Logan coming out, and all these superhero movies, they're like super, super popular. We just got talking after the show, and it's like, what superpower? Like, if you could do anything, what would be a good superpower to have? Because
Chris would be the mighty switch man.
Mighty switch man. My hands would just be switch remotes.
Except your one arm always desyncs and just goes limp. You're like, oh my gosh. Because right now, superheroes are everywhere, right? They're just like comic books, and then they became TV shows and movies. But now it's like, we've got, who knew the Avengers? And Marvel's like a powerhouse. They can't be stopped. When they can make something like Ant-Man popular, and then so Doctor Strange, and like all these characters, you think. Even Iron Man. Like when Iron Man came out, I was like, Iron Man? Why did they start with Iron Man? They could have started with Captain America. They could have started with somebody popular. But Iron Man, it changed things, right?
Yes.
But Brant, if you could have any superpower, outside of placing bowls on your head, that's pretty good. What would you do, man?
For me, I always go back to the X-Men films, and X2 in particular. Nightcrawler just
yes.
Oh man,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's hilarious.
What he can do just appeals to me so much. Just transport anywhere he wants to at the blink of an eye.
You just go, oh man, I'm hungry. Boop, Taco Bell. Boop,
yeah, exactly. And you can take people with you. Yeah, that's, and then how acrobatic he is. Good fighter. Hey, I'd take that in a heartbeat.
that would be amazing. That would be pretty cool. And that's
I don't really want the blue. I don't want the devilish look he has, but I guess that comes.
Oh, come on.
Well, okay, that's even a better question, because what I was going to say was the same thing. I was going to say teleportation would be fantastic, but I guess to be a little bit different, I could say flying. Flying would also be cool. It would take a little bit longer, but you could skip traffic, and you could be it would be great. But okay, let's twist this up a little bit. And Chris, I guess to leave off the switch power. What's a superpower out of like comic books and movies and things like that?
It has to be something that's established in comic books and movies.
Not necessarily.
Because the superpower that I would want, and this is going to sound funny, but I'm absolutely telling you the truth. I would want the superpower to not have to require sleep.
Oh yeah, sure. You get so much more done in that time.
I just whatever it is in your body that requires you to shut your body down, and maybe it's just like Logan's healing factor. Whatever it is, it's just like, I understand that we have to do it for our body, but it's such a waste of time. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love my bed, and when I get in it, I'm like, I just never want to leave here. Especially with Switch now. Like, I just want to lay in my bed with Switch like nonstop. But
make like a VR mask for it.
I know. But I got 4 kids. I work 2 jobs. And then I do this, and I love doing this, and I would love to just be up for 8 hours a night editing video and recording content and stuff like that. Like, I would be so productive between the hours of like 10 and and 8 a.m.
Sure.
Because everybody would be asleep, and I could just focus and get stuff done. So that would be awesome.
Slow down time with like Quicksilver's ability. Like, you're so fast that just time slows down around you, and that'd be sort of cool too.
That'd be cool. Would be really nice as well. Not just the sleep thing. What about like the ability to make copies of yourself. Like they wouldn't be permanent and like run out in the world all crazy, but be like, okay, I got to get this writing done. I got to get this video done. I got to get, this done. And I got to send all these versions of myself out.
Yeah. But have you seen, what's the multiplicity?
They get dumber as they go, right?
Yeah, they get cute. Steve, that link's got to come off, Steve. That's great.
Okay, I'm trying to think what would be a good way to ask this. Like you could have any superpower you want, but there's going to be like a consequence with it. Because Brant, like you said, you wanted to teleport, but you wouldn't want the blue skin. If you had to have the blue skin but can teleport, would you still take the power?
Out of business now.
Would you, Josh, if you had to have the blue skin, would you still take teleportation?
I think I would change to like Quicksilver, honestly. Just because that scene in X-Men Apocalypse, when it plays "Sweet Dreams on Melody,"
oh yeah.
and he's just zooming around people and this huge explosion and
He's saving everybody. Yeah,
that was so awesome.
I'm trying to think, what would be the negative to that power?
I don't see. Maybe because he's all twitchy, because he's always so fast. He's like just blah, 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 mumbling stuff, and I don't know how to explain it, but he's just wired. I think that would be a negative, but I'd take it.
If you watch Flash, which I love on CW,
I don't. Watch Flash, so I don't know.
So if you did, he gets to the point where he can run so fast that he can run through time. And so they play a lot in that show with the idea of you can't change stuff without there being consequences. So that could definitely be something very very worrisome. If you could run fast enough to actually manipulate time, like what you could do with that, and what the ramifications would be for that.
Sure,
that could be kind of cool. When I think of superpowers, I always think of Lord of the Rings, and I'm gonna murder the quote because I haven't even quoted it in a long time.
With great power comes great responsibility. No,
yeah, that great Lord of the Rings quote. But right before Boromir dies, so you see towards the end of Fellowship. So the first movie, yeah, spoilers
for a 20-year-old movie
or like a 70-year-old book, 60 how old that book is. So right before Boromir died, well, leading up to the last battle in Fellowship, you have Boromir trying to like struggling with the idea that he wants the One Ring, right? And Frodo's wearing it around his neck, and they come to that point where he gets the ring right before he dies. He gets the ring, and he just says something like, "Man is not meant to have this kind of power." And then it eventually gets back to Frodo, and then Boromir dies for him, and it's all sad and stuff. But there's always that truth of we're not meant to have specific powers, like the power to manipulate time.
Sure.
Like that's kind of crazy. Even like a teleportation power, if you think about it, I mean, you could teleport inside of somebody. There's some
like guys standing there like Taco Bell is like, whoa,
just explodes.
Yeah. And you're I would like my cheesy gordita crunch, please.
Yeah. So I think all powers kind of come with that idea, because the heroes that we look at, comic heroes and stuff, we look at them because they're selfless, but like human beings are not normally that way. I mean, if you gave a human being Superman's power, like this would be a completely different world, right? Because we're just not to be trusted with stuff like that. So so you got to be careful. I think that any of those would be bad.
I'm trying to think, what was that superhero movie called? It was like a hidden camera, or not hidden camera, but like a
Chronicle.
Chronicle, yes. That's a really good movie. Mm-hmm. That's right. Like if you had superpowers, that's how you would be.
Yeah.
Now it's interesting. No one talked about. Would you want the power of Wolverine, where you can't be hurt, but then you can't really die? So everybody just like dies, right? But you would still live. Wouldn't that be like a horrible way to live?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like that's Highlander, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys follow the whole idea of Highlander is you murder everybody, and the one who's left gets the ability to die. Like that. That's what they're fighting for.
Huh.
So yeah. I mean, that would be hard. You know. Again, that's a trade off, right? Do you want that sort of ability to watch all the people that you love and care about, pass away? And yeah, I mean that's a hard trade-off. But do you want to suffer? Do you want to go through pain and stuff? And it's hard. So
Yeah, and actually, I was thinking I'm thinking of all these downsides of superpowers, like time travel. If I had the power to time travel, I would be afraid to because I'd be afraid that I would step on something or walk into somebody that would just mess something up just enough to screw up the entire world.
yeah, yeah. It's just like you think about. Have you guys been watching Legion?
No. Is it on the CW?
It looks good.
It's on FX. It's on FX.
Oh, that's the X-Men show. That's right.
Legion is fantastic. But you don't know Legion, but Professor X is a good example, right? So imagine you have the ability to know what everybody's thinking at all time, you know? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even want to know what my wife is thinking half the time. Or I mean, just imagine walking in and being like, "Hey, how does this look?" And then knowing, oh, it looks great, but then knowing exactly like, oh God, I got to be seen in public with you. I mean, that would crush your spirit, And so you would just be tempted to do it, whether you even meant to or not.
Like a curse.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
and you hear your dog be like, ball.
Just
bones,
stop.
Yeah, just constantly. Man, do we have anything else to add to this interesting topic, guys?
No, I just to go along with my no sleeping, I think about do you guys see the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
Oh yeah.
I think it was Bradley Cooper.
Is that the movie
Robert
where
De
Bradley
Niro?
Cooper is limitless?
That's the one.
Pretty
But
much
he gets that pill. Yeah, he gets that pill where it basically unlocks all the 100% capacity of your brain, and he's able to do all the stuff. But it's that kind of thing.
Or it's like Lucy, that movie.
Never saw. Was that any good?
Yeah. I heard
I never
it wasn't
saw
good, but yeah,
It was okay. It was very freaky though. What you could do with your mind once it's unlocked.
yeah. But so it's just one of those things. It's like, I have you have good intentions when you ask for something like that, but yeah, there's definitely some downsides to stuff like that. So that's why we don't get
That's
what we want.
why we're not made that way.
That's right. That's why there's not a superhero supermarket where you can just go in and pick up a superhero
like
power.
BioShock, right? I mean, you have to inject some of that
Get your
stuff.
plasmids so you can shoot flames.
Oh man, yeah. And now, but the thing with BioShock, they make it all so horrific. Like when you get it, it's like your whole body freaks out and you black out, and if these things crawl under your skin. And whoever invents, because the way people mess with medicine and chemicals, and whoever actually invents some kind of superpower, it's not going to go right the first time.
Oh no.
It's going to have horrifying.
Nothing that we as mankind have ever tried to do like that has ever went right.
Right.
So some things just shouldn't be messed with.
Oh man. So
I would like to have claws though. I think claws would be super cool.
Adamantium
do
claws.
you actually stab somebody? That would.
Wow.
But you had to have the healing factor though, because that would hurt very bad. But I could see. I would just if I had claws, I would never push them down. I'd be like, yo, what's up? I'd just be drinking my drink and there'd just be giant claws coming out of my head. What's up, guy? What's up, guy?
Just stab this guy in the heart. Oh, sorry about that.
I go to get my coffee at Starbucks. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. You're
Chop the finger off. Yeah.
You got a little blood right there on your arm where I just stabbed you to death. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Well, guys, what superpower do you think you would want to have? I mean, and what repercussions would you see from having that power? Let us know in the comments down below. And hopefully you enjoyed this very interesting episode of The Break Room. Make sure to continue to follow us on our YouTube page and check it out. Subscribe down below. But until next time, everybody, we are out.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this content from the Life of Gaming. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe down below. You can also catch our weekly podcast every Sunday on iTunes, SoundCloud, and the Google Play Store. You can find us on Twitter @Life of Gaming Pod and on Facebook. Until next time, we are out.